Hello, my name is Connor Healy. I am the creative director along with the editor of The Disciples Back on the Block, and this is my creative assistant, Will Craig. He's a brilliant guitar player and he will be providing some background music. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into the director's cut. So for the first scene, it was clear that we needed to have our institutions. This includes Illumination, Striker and Liberty. These are all institutions made by the members of our group. They are important to the film as they show it is from a bigger corporation. In between these shots, we made sure to put video. This was important as it kept the audience engaged. For the next piece of our film, we decided to put an inspirational quote coming from our star of the film, Keith Abraham Lovesworth. He was a really inspiring guy who knew his trade to a T. And over this, we decided to put a voiceover from the other star, Callum Flewers, also known as C-Dot. He provided with some great vocals over a graphical scene of him in a bathroom and how his career has gone downhill. The next thing we decided to do was make an extremely beautiful graphical entrance for the film with the title Back on the Block. This involved hollowing out the image in order to create a hollow picture which we could overlay a video behind. As the graphics continued, we saw the boys being displayed on the front of the UK Top 40 magazine winning the X Factor. This showed a good background of the two characters. The next scene we created was the charts scene where the song goes from the second place to the first place. This sort of showed they've had a history in the charts, meaning they were successful at what they were doing. After we had the YouTube video of their previous music video, Mother Nature, which happened to be a hit back in the day, I thought this was effective because it showed that they were put on a platform such as YouTube and performed so well with a large number of hits. The following scene is of the accolades which they had won when they were at the top, including Grammys, just music awards and the such. This was followed with the boys singing out of their church which they used to attend, obviously coming from a religious background. This was an interesting feature to add. And then their names on the credits came up. This was important to the film as it showed who they were to an extent and where they had come from, just simply due to their names. Keith Abraham Lovesworth being a religious name and Callum Flewers being a hood rat name. The next scene, or graphic if you like, was important as it's a newspaper article from when they were maybe a bit younger and more naive. The splitting up of them and how it affected their lives, and the pictures and how they looked distressing just all added to the genre, I suppose. This section then ends with a bang, culminating in Keith Abraham Lovesworth going into a walking scene where the cuts are evident for effect to go with the music. This works especially well because it matches so in time. I was able to overlay credits onto it with still enough time to show features of him like laying down or walking in a puddle or what the executive producer was. It just all added to create a great opening. And this ended with the jolty scene, which was absolutely brilliant. And it just seemed after it was only correct to establish the characters by having a studio scene from when they were at the top and an interview from both Keith, who very, very surprised to hear that we had C-Dot in the studio about to be interviewed after him. And what you don't see after the intro is the two, I suppose, meeting and greeting after their splits, which was really brilliant. It would be great if you saw it in the full-length feature. But yes, then C-Dot comes on, another brilliant man, and he does his rap of, I do believe it was Live for God, which was previously from him. And then we have an interview with him. Although he gets uptight about some of the questions, it was an experience listening to him talk, because he wasn't angry. I think he was just aggravated by the amount of trauma he had gone through after splitting. I have been the editor, Connor Healy, reporting from our wonderful studio on Disciples Back on the Block. Thank you.